Larry Steinhouse, and today is September 23rd, 2021. And just a reminder, if you like the show, hit that share button, hit that like button, and let me know you enjoy this show by leaving comments and getting involved. I love it when you leave comments. I want to know what you guys are thinking while the show is going on. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. Money Chat Now is brought to you by Investor Schooling. You can attend a complimentary class tonight, Thursday, or any other Thursday by going to investorschooling.com. You'll be able to learn about real estate investing, stock options trading, and you'll be learning it from those who do it every day. So on today's show, we're going to be discussing the market update, how well the market did today. We're going to be talking about the continuation of the Evergrande saga. We're going to be talking about a possible government shutdown. We're going to be talking about how Instagram is harming teens. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, maybe we'll even get a sneak preview on Nike's earnings. We'll be talking about Facebook's new CTO, and I'll be telling you a little bit more about some of my picks and what you should be looking at over the next couple of days. So the Dow, wow, nice day, man. The Dow finished up over 500 points today, almost 506 points today, and did an awesome job. The S&P actually finished up pretty well, too. It finished up a whopping 53 points, and also the NASDAQ up 155 points. That's a great day. That's what I really like. By the way, the Dow jumped almost 600 points as one day, during the day, as the two-day comeback rally pushed major indexes into the green for the week. If you remember, on Monday, the Dow dropped about 600 points and then fell again on Tuesday on concerns about the potential Chinese developer Evergrande, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. But by the way, what happened overnight was Hong Kong's Hang Seng rebounded more than 1%, and Evergrande actually rallied more than 17% as investors seemed to bet China wouldn't allow the full failure of the key company and it would provide more liquidity for the market. All right, so let's talk about Evergrande. On Wednesday, Evergrande eased our fears, a bit by resolving payment on a local bond. They owed $76 million. I don't know if you remember the show yesterday, $76 million on this bond. But global investors are still waiting whether the company will pay the $83 million interest on a U.S. dollar-denominated bond that's due today. Government regulators instructed Evergrande to avoid near-term dollar bond default. And basically, some of Evergrande's bondholders did not expect the payment, and they haven't heard from the company. So it may go bad. It may actually be that they gave us a bunch of false information just to try to keep the stock from collapsing and maybe trying to keep the China economy from collapsing. However, let's talk a little bit about the other side of the Evergrande problem and basically what could happen and what could happen to us and what could happen to them. Chinese authorities are asking local governments to prepare for the potential downfall of Evergrande, and now it's down again, according to officials familiar with the discussion, signaling a reluctance to bail out the debt-saddled property developer while bracing for any economic and social fallout from the company. And if you didn't know what Evergrande was, it's a 25-year-old company based on Southern Metropolis. Boy, you think I'd know that name. Southern Metropolis of Shenzhen. Its projects has about 800 projects in progress and spreads across more than 200 cities in every province of mainland China. Its deepening financial troubles have rattled investors, employees, suppliers, and home buyers and began to spill over into other parts of the Chinese economy, and that's basically what's been going on in the market this week. The company said work on some of its real estate projects was suspended after it delayed a payment to suppliers and contractors. Some unpaid contractors and would-be homeowners have protested at Evergrande's offices. Could you imagine people protesting? I don't know, I haven't seen people protesting in quite a long time. This could lead to a major financial crisis in China. Evergrande may be bailed out, or they may solve this problem with its own resources. Either way, the main blow on Monday, if you remember, the Dow tanked at one point down to 950 points, but now Wall Street is basically ignoring it. And this is what I'm going to tell you, same exact thing. Ignore it for now. The possibilities or the probabilities are already priced into the market. So basically what's happening is people are saying, hey, at the beginning of the week, they're like, oh no, the world's going to come to an end. The world's not going to come to an end. Don't worry about it. Evergrande will either survive or not survive, and the world will go on, and people will still make money. Nothing to worry about. So let it go. and go back into the market. So let's talk a little bit about the possibility of a government shutdown. Once again, we're facing this shutdown because of a budget that needs to be agreed upon. Did I say budget? No, not a budget, but a need to borrow money from sources that appear imaginary and cause the U.S. to go into further debt. Yeah, so that's pretty much how it works. They're just going to make it up. A government shutdown, by the way, isn't as bad as it sounds, but it could be a major inconvenience or a major financial blow to those depending on financial aid or those who work for the government. September 30th is the deadline for Congress to pass the extra spending or borrowing, whichever one you want to call it. But I'm pretty confident it's going to be passed. However, it amazes me that the very people Democrats claim they're trying to help, like the poor or elderly, are the biggest risk here. I forget. The only people the Democrats want to help really is themselves, not these people, so that's probably why it's not a big deal. But they're actually trying to use this vote to leverage their passing of the huge $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill so they can make money on the kickbacks and well-positioned stock plays the member of Congresses in the House have already placed the past few months. We're going to see those reports coming out in the next few months. After they pass it, we're going to see who is playing Caterpillar, who was playing Home Depot, not Home Depot, but lumber mills, and you'll see, watch, it'll happen for importers, etc. We're also going to find out next week, so let's find out what happens. But I'm going to tell you that it'll probably be a choppy market next week up until this is passed. So keep an eye out for that, and you'll actually see it being choppy. I actually predict the Dow will probably, bounce between 200 negative to 400 positive, now and then, here and there, because of that. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Okay, so you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start? Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from two Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Falcone and Larry Steinhouse, about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. investorschooling.com.
Welcome back to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse, and so far we've been discussing the fact that the Dow kicked butt today, up over 500 points. We've been talking about Evergrande's bankruptcy, and we've been talking about the possibility of a government shutdown. I love this. I asked you guys to leave comments, and I got to tell you, Charles left a comment. Isn't there a government shutdown almost every year around this time for a couple of days, and it reopens as if nothing ever happens? Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it? It's almost every year that this happens. They shut the government down. And by the way, they tell all the people, all the employees of the government, they're not going to be paid because they're not working. And they go home. They do whatever they do when they're home. And sure enough, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks later, they get their job back and they get retroactive pay, which always amazes me. But the people who are on, government programs, they're not getting their money for those 3, 4, 5 weeks. So they may not have any money to spend. So it's actually pretty bad what they do. All right, let's get into the next topic here. And the next topic is going to be basically about Instagram and how it harms teens. Okay. I know when you read this and you go, hey, Instagram harms teens, we're just going to have to go into it and tell you all about it and how it is. I'll let you use your imagination while I explain. All right, so I've been discussing the Facebook files, which is basically a report by the Wall Street Journal, and I've been discussing that all week. I also predicted the drop of Facebook stock because of this, and sure enough, it happened. Now, Facebook will be facing a hearing because of one of those articles. Facebook agreed to send Antigone Davis, who is the global head of safety from Facebook, to testify before the Senate Commerce Subcommittee on Consumer Protection on September 30th. I'm giggling because I just find it funny that Facebook has a global head of safety. Yeah, okay. The hearing comes after the Journal published an article that sparked anger among lawmakers, which revealed that Facebook is conducting research showing its Instagram app had negative impact on many teenage girls' mental health, despite testimony from top executives in the past that only highlighted the platform's positive impacts. Lawmakers on both parties demanded answers from Facebook. Basically, here's what happened. The study included a poll that revealed 32% of teenage girls said that when they felt bad about their bodies, Instagram made them feel worse. The researchers reportedly wrote, Facebook also reportedly found that 14% of boys in the U.S. said Instagram made them feel worse about themselves too. I gotta tell you, when I go on Instagram, I personally feel bad when one of my guru friends holds up a bigger stash of cash than I have. It really emasculates me. I wonder if I can get in on any of the action that might come from a lawsuit against Facebook and Instagram. Actually, by the way, I got to tell you, I don't think this is a Facebook problem, but more of a parenting problem for reasons that include too much exposure on social media and the lack of teaching children confidence. I think Facebook is going to be unharmed by this, and I wouldn't be surprised if Facebook puts a warning on a picture of a good-looking, skinny, well-dressed teenager that says something like, if you're concerned about your body, your clothes, or your looks, don't look at this picture. Or maybe it sends you a warning that you've been exposed to happy, good-looking people. You better get some psychological help quickly. All of you guys who have been on Facebook for a long time understood that joke. Anyway, as I've said before, I'm looking at these articles from the journals as a gift. If you want to invest in Facebook stock, the time is now. If they drive the price down any further, it'll only be a great buying opportunity that will be a great profit at the end of October when Facebook announces earnings. I'm telling you, this is a great play. All right, let's talk a little bit about Evergrande, whether it's going to really be a real big problem. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think we're going to be fine, and that's the end of that. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. All right, let's take a quick break real quick, and we'll be right back. I'm going to tell you how you can win Phil's car. It's actually an awesome contest, so do it.
Hey, if you were listening to Investor Schooling Live today, I'm Phil Falcone, and I made the decision today on air that I'm going to be giving away this car. You want to take a look at it? Let's do it. How would you like to pop your top without ever getting out of the car? Huh? It's pretty cool. You can do it at a red light. You can do it when you see it rainy. You can actually even do it when you're driving, as long as you don't go maybe faster than 10 miles an hour. So I am giving away this car. Why? Is it because I'm crazy? Is it because I'm rich? Is it because of both? Take your pick. I don't care. Let me tell you about the car. We're going to have a contest. We're looking for real estate investors to go to our website and give us a real estate tip. And you can have people that you know vote on the site about which real estate tip is the most quality, most valuable to them. So let's just say that our contest is going to be looking for quality real estate tips and for votes. So you need to get your friends, your family, people who care about you, and real estate investors who are willing to go on the site and vote for it. And I will give you this car.
All right. Welcome back to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse, and so far we've been discussing the market update, the government shutdown, how Instagram is harming teens, and personally harming me because I'm very fed up at the fact that all these people, all my competitors and all my gurus are holding up more cash than I have, and that really bothers me. It really emasculates me. As a matter of fact, I think tomorrow I'm going to have to bring in a stack of cash just to show that I even have any stack of cash, because it's just so disappointing. Let's talk a little bit about Facebook's new CTO. On Wednesday, Facebook shuffled its leadership. Mike Schofer, its current CTO of more than 8 years, will resign next year and will be replaced by Andrew Bosworth. Sources say it's not clear why Schofer is leaving, or whether it has anything to do with the Wall Street Journal reports that have been blasting Facebook all week. In his note announcing his resignation, he said he hoped to dedicate more time to family and philanthropy while still helping out with recruiting and artificial intelligence technologies as the company's first senior fellow. So if you guys want to know how Facebook is figuring out whether you are, whether you should be banned or not for 30 days, that's the guy who did it. So aren't you glad he's resigning? Anyway, the new CTO has been with the company since 2006 and has been friends with Zuckerberg for many years before that. Bosworth has been instrumental in helping create many of the hardware portions of Facebook, such as the portal and the Stories glasses. So it's interesting because I started reading a little bit about this guy and I realized that he didn't know much about hardware. He didn't know much about any of this. He just knew how to lead the team to do a great job, which is really cool. It's actually really a cool thing when you realize that this guy knew how to be a leader more than he knew the technology. That's a great lesson for many. Anyway, I don't really see an effect on the stock price with this switch, and frankly, I didn't even know any of these guys' names until I researched them, so I don't think it's really that important. As I said earlier, look for a slight pullback and buy Facebook stock or options to profit into the next earnings report. It's going to be a great play. Facebook will probably go down a little bit tomorrow. Actually, I believe the whole market's going to go down a little bit tomorrow, and that's going to bring me to my next topic, which is what I think about the market. All right, so first of all, Bitcoin actually seems like it's coming back a little bit. Let's see where we are in crypto. So Bitcoin's up to 44,000. Ethereum's back up to 3,100. I still like to see Ethereum back down to 27 before I buy back into it. And I think Dogecoin is also doing pretty well at the moment, or sitting there pretty well as well. But I'm going to tell you guys, for the last 2 weeks, I've been telling you buy AAL and buy CCL, and both of them took off today and took off yesterday. And if you were in them, you were very happy. I sold a couple of my shares today and made some nice profit on those. Also, Uber was a great play, and I mentioned it last week. In fact, I got out of Uber way too early, but I didn't think it was going to go the way it went. But I did very well on Uber, and I thought it was going to play I was going to lose a lot of money on, and sure enough, it turned out to be a great play. I'm telling you, once again, Facebook. Look for it below 342. If you have to, look for it below 342, and I think you're going to be okay. By the way, Nike's earnings came in, and Nike, So the really weird part was Nike projected earnings was 12.5 billion, and they only did 12.3 billion. And let me just tell you real quick where Nike is right now, or where Nike sits right now. Nike has dropped 4 points already, and I think it's going to get pretty beat up tomorrow. And if you want to, wait for it, and it may be a good play. I also like BA. BA was a good play. It also treated me well this week. And if you've been watching this show for the last 2 weeks, you would have seen some of my picks, and they were really great picks, and you would have been able to make some money on it as well. All right, I want to thank you again for watching Money Chat Now. And again, please hit that share button, hit that like button, and let everybody know that you like it, share it, and leave some comments. You can leave some comments after the show as well. And from time to time, you should know that I own some of the assets, options discussed in this show, and the opinions discussed in this show are solely mine, and no one has asked me to discuss them. I really wish they would ask me to discuss them, because that made me feel really good. Again, thank you for watching Money Chat Now. We look forward to your continued support. We will see you tomorrow at 4:03.